Humanity is trapped in a cycle. The institutions we built to attack the self-expanding beasts in one era became the self-expanding beasts of the next. Along the way, we have made great strides in the collective quality of life on the planet, yet there is a growing dread about where the world is headed.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming!
Winter is coming.
To step out of this cycle, we believe that the change that will matter most is restoring the alignment of interest in our communities. In the battle to overcome our default programming, we now offer up a secret weapon, the fairy tale.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
In a faraway land, long ago.
Fairy tales are our way back to our source code.
When you wish upon a star.
Fairy tales are the shadows of our instincts. We hereby offer a perspective on the evolution of fairy tales through a new lens, that the shift of human communities from high alignment social systems to low alignment ones causes a fundamental mutation in these stories. Fairy tales went from serving the community to extracting from the community. In the process, the storytelling market became the biggest self-expanding beast of all. First, why do stories exist? Stories are valuable in promoting evolutionary fitness from a multi-level selection perspective. As memes, they differ from genes in their capacity to transfer behavioral traits. For example, mimetic transfer of poisonous food avoidance has advantages over the selection and transfer of that trait via gene-based, hardwired food preferences. Story memes are more efficient than genes in transferring traits horizontally within a generation and vertically across generations, even across great gaps of space and time. It is of little surprise then that selection favored the coevolution of storytelling and story listening as companion biological programs to enable the mimetic transmission of stories in human social systems. Think about a story as an organism. Stories, like organisms, evolve. Imagine a tree that represented the arborization of a story over the generations, the history of his or her story, before the time of written words, when only oral traditions existed. As stories arborize through retelling, they mutate. The diverse versions of a particular story compete among themselves for audience attention.
How did Jack get off the island?
Well, I'll tell you.
The later generations of a story may share a common origin, but they are not codependent on each other for survival the way that branches of a tree are.
He roped himself a couple of sea turtles, lashed them together and made a raft.
He roped a couple of sea turtles.
Aye, sea turtles.
Thus, the evolutionary selection of mutating stories operates on survival through competition.
What did he use for rope?
Human hair. From my back.
In the kin tribe era, the genetic alignment between storytellers and story listeners incentivized the selection of stories that best serve the interests of the tribe. As we became more mobile and our vested interest in each other declined, the way stories were used also changed. Instead of telling stories in the best interests of the listener, people started to sell stories to promote their own interests. Think of every Instagram post ever. In the context of commodification, the natural dynamic of the marketplace for stories is a race to the bottom. Whatever sells best at the time. Once kin genetic alignment is gone and the defenses are down, the coevolution of stories, storytellers, and story listeners selects for the high fructose corn syrup of stories and storytellers. In a way, stories themselves become self-expanding superorganisms, or mimetic beasts.